Welcome to episode 72 of our series on the origins and meanings of Appalachian and Southern surnames. And looking across our names today, I can tell you up front that there are a couple of Germanic and French families, not to mention one or two from Scotland and another couple from England. We'll also learn the origin of a famous golfer's last name. Who could that be? As you will see, we'll cover a few surprising names from the Emerald Isle. So today, it seems like an Irish day. Am I wearing green? I hope you'll join me. Let us get started, shall we? Number 1, Hunter. When I received this request, my immediate thought was that Hunter is an English surname. As it turns out, Hunter began its existence as a Middle English family name in southern Scotland and northern England. It was an occupational name for a huntsman. For some reason, that thought makes me think of Robert Redford in the 1972 film Jeremiah Johnson. In case you never saw that movie, it's a powerful story loosely based on a real-life mountain man named Liver Eaton Johnson. It's also the only other film that I ever saw Will Geer play a character other than Zebulon Walton or Grandpa Walton on the Waltons. Now you may have seen him in something, but not me. At any rate, the surname did not just stay in the border region of England and Scotland. It's listed among the post-plantation families of Ulster. Robert Bell points out that most of the hunters living in Ulster came from Scotland. Keep in mind that I would say Northern Ireland, but that label excludes 3 counties that are in the Republic of Ireland, not the United Kingdom. In other words, 6 counties in Northern Ireland, or 6 counties in Ulster belong to the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland, and 3 counties belong to the Republic of Ireland. At the end of the day, and if you have Hunter genes, your line might be English, Scottish, Irish, or Scots-Irish. Only a paper trail can provide a clearer statement of origin. Number 2, coffee or coffee. When I received this request, I thought that it must have an exotic origin story. After all, coffee beans are grown in tropical places like Colombia, West Africa, and Southeast Asia. As it turns out, it's an anglicized version of this Irish Gaelic name. If one could pronounce the Irish version of coffee, you would be victorious because I could not pronounce it at all. By the way, victorious is what the name originally meant. I couldn't find coffee among the traditional surnames of Scotland or Wales, so I think we're more than safe in assigning an Irish origin to this anglicized surname. Number 3, Gunter. For the second week in a row, we have come to a surname with which I share a family tree connection, albeit by marriage in this case. I'm a Van by paternal bloodline, but I was lovingly raised by my maternal grandparents. Both of my grandparents were respectively the 10th child to be born to parents who were born at the end of the Civil War. Think about that. It's like my grandparents were Civil War babies. My grandmother's grandmother, aka my double great-grandmother, married a man named Gunter. After she divorced my great-great-grandfather, of course. She wasn't a bigamist or anything like that. Interestingly, she was a Mainer by birth and was assigned number 2299 on the Baker rolls of the Eastern Band of the Cherokee. In researching the surname, I found that it is a Teutonic name that is found in England and Germany. Gunter is derived from an old German personal name. It originally meant something like or something about an army in a battle. I don't know if they go together or not. At the end of the day, I think you'll need a paper trail to determine the origin of your line of Gunter. Number 4, Muse. As we have mentioned more than a few times here on the Vantage Point, simple names like mine can have multiple origins. Muse is no exception. According to the Dictionary of American Family Names, it's an anglicized version of the French Muse. In its original form, it meant amusement dissipation. Now, before you think that this meant that the original bearers of the name were carnies tearing down traveling road shows and, carnivals and stuff, it was given to someone who was actually dissolute, and that's not a good thing. There is a Somali Muslim version of Muse. It's used instead of Musa, which is the Arabic word for Moses. But given that there were few Muslims living in Appalachia and the South before the Civil War, I do not see that origin as a realistic route to pursue for most Appalachian and Southern folk. I'm more than slightly confident that Muse is an anglicized version of a French surname. Number 5, Rigney. In the heart of Ireland is County Offaly. It is the birthplace for Rigney. Even to this day, it's associated with the barony of Garry Castle. Ultimately, it is a variant of the Irish Gaelic. I couldn't find a consensus on its meaning. One source says it means a strong man, and another source says it meant just. Perhaps a Gaelic speaker in the audience knows a better meaning for Rigney. If you do, please post it in the comment section. But I'm confident that Rigney is at least an Irish surname. I have no doubt about that. Number 6, Wood, Woods, Woodson. Unless you just arrived on planet Earth last year, you will have no doubt heard of a fellow named Tiger Woods, probably one of the greatest golfers ever. Of course, Tiger's surname starts with just plain Wood. Where did it come from? And did it apply to a person who looked like a stick of wood or smashed little balls around a pasture? A little research shows that it was first given to a person in England who dwelled at a wood. In this case, wood refers to a forest. Think Winnie the Pooh and a 100-acre wood. Woods was given to the son of a person named Wood. The same is true for Woodson. Now here are some interesting little tidbits for you to ponder as you research your Woods line. In Scotland, Wood is found among the traditional surnames of the Bonny Land, but Woods is not. The name Woods is found all over Ireland, but before you decide that your paternal line originated in England before your ancestors moved to Ireland, that might not be the case. There are at least 6 traditional Irish names that use Woods as an alternate spelling for their Gaelic names. I think you'll need a paper trail to locate the origin of your line of Woods. There's a good chance that Wood is a Scottish name, though. I want to point that out. Number 7, McLeave or McLeave. As I remarked at the top of this episode, today seems to be an Irish day. McLeave is an anglicized version of the Gaelic in its original form, it meant a son of That surname started off as a personal name meaning Prince Sovereign. Now, I don't know why we cannot put the adjective in front of the noun to create a name like Sovereign Prince. Now, perhaps a Gaelic-speaking expert can provide us some information on that thought. Is it Prince or Sovereign, or can it be combined, as in Sovereign Prince? Well, folks, that's about all I have for you today. Hope you got something meaningful out of the discussion. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until I see you again, may the good Lord bless and keep you. May He make His face shine on you and give you peace. Bye-bye.